Men, let me ask you something. Why do you feel like no matter what you do, you're always one step behind when it comes to women? Why do you feel like you're chasing, guessing, second-guessing, and somehow you're always the one confused, while she's the one in control? It's not because you're weak. It's not because you're not trying hard enough. It's because society has lied to you. From the time you were young, you've been fed half-truths and illusions about what women really want, how they really think, and what actually drives their decisions. You've been told to just be nice. You've been told that women are these mysterious, impossible-to-understand creatures, and that the best you can do is hope to please them. But here's the hard truth. Understanding women means understanding their weaknesses. Not to exploit them, not to play games, but to finally take control of your life and your relationships. And once you understand these truths, you'll see clearly, clearer than you ever have before, why things went wrong in the past, why you've been misunderstood, and why she pulled away even when you thought you were doing everything right. This video is going to reveal the 5 hidden weaknesses of women. And by the end, you won't just know what they are. You'll know exactly how to master them in a way that makes you the man she respects, admires, and cannot resist. So if you've ever been left wondering, why doesn't she see my effort? Why does she say one thing but do another? Why does she lose interest the moment I get serious? Then listen carefully, because this is going to change the way you see women forever. Let's start with the first weakness. And trust me, this one is so powerful that once you master it, you'll already be ahead of 95% of men. Women are emotional creatures. That's not an insult. That's reality. Their emotions drive their decisions. Their emotions fuel their connections. And their emotions shape how they see you, how they see themselves, and how they see the world. And here's the truth most men never figure out. Emotional validation is her greatest weakness. Now, what do I mean by that? Validation is not agreeing with everything she says. It's not pretending she's always right. It's not throwing away your logic just to make her feel good. Validation is acknowledging her emotions as real, even if they don't make sense to you. And this is where most men fail. Picture this. She comes home frustrated because her boss ignored the effort she put into a project. She vents about it. Most men in that moment will say something like, "Don't let it bother you. Just ignore it." They think they're helping, but what she hears is, "Your feelings don't matter." And instantly, a wall goes up. You've just made her feel dismissed. And once she feels dismissed, she won't lean on you. She won't respect you. She won't see you as the man she can depend on. Now, imagine a different response. She comes home upset. She vents about her boss, and instead of dismissing it, you look her in the eye and you say, "It sounds like you put in so much effort, and it's frustrating not to get the recognition you deserve." Boom. Instantly, you've validated her. You've made her feel seen, heard, and understood. And that's when her walls come down. That's when she feels safe with you. That's when she sees you as her anchor, the one person who gets her. Men fail at this because we're wired differently. We're logical. We hear a problem and immediately want to fix it. We think solutions equal love. But for her, solutions without validation feel cold, detached, almost robotic. She doesn't want a mechanic. She wants a man who can hold space for her emotions. And here's the key. Women rarely admit this. They'll never sit you down and say, "My biggest weakness is emotional validation, number." Instead, they'll just pull away. They'll lose interest. They'll start saying things like, "I just don't feel understood. I don't know what's missing." What's missing is that you didn't validate her feelings. Think back. The last time a woman in your life was upset about something that seemed small to you. Maybe it was a rude comment from a friend. Maybe a minor inconvenience at work. Did you say, "You're overreacting"? Or did you say, "I can see why that would upset you. That sounds frustrating"? Those two responses build two completely different realities. One pushes her away. The other pulls her closer. And it's not just about words. It's about your tone, your body language, your presence. When she's speaking, put the phone down, look her in the eye, nod when she talks. Don't interrupt, don't rush to give advice, just listen. These subtle behaviors send a message stronger than any words. You matter, your emotions matter, I see you. And men, let me tell you, when a woman feels seen, when she feels validated, she will never forget it. That's the seed of deep attraction. That's the foundation of loyalty. Now let me be clear. Validation is not weakness. It's not being a doormat. It's not throwing away your masculinity. Validation is strength. It's the ability to hold space for her emotions without losing your composure. Any man can dismiss, any man can run away, but a strong man listens. He acknowledges, he stays grounded while she pours out her storm. That's not softness, that's power. Imagine she's venting about a disagreement with her friend. She says, I feel like she always dismisses me. Most men respond, you're overthinking it. She probably didn't mean it. Result? She feels unheard. Now here's the strong man's response. It sounds like that conversation really hurt you. I can see why you'd feel dismissed. Suddenly, you're not just her boyfriend. You're not just her husband. You're her safe space. The man who understands her better than anyone else. That, right there, is how you become irreplaceable. So remember this. Validation is not about fixing her. It's about seeing her. When you validate, you gain trust. You build connection. You become the man she runs toward, not the man she runs away from. And if you don't validate, you become another forgettable guy, just background noise in her life, replaceable, invisible. But if you do validate, you rise above 99% of men. You become her anchor. You become her calm in the storm. And that is the first weakness, emotional validation, her greatest weakness and your greatest strength. Stick with me, because in the next part, we'll uncover the second hidden weakness, the one that secretly drives nearly every fight, every frustration, and every test she throws your way. And once you understand it, you'll never fall into her traps again. Men, if you're ready to stop chasing, stop guessing, and finally start leading in your relationships, don't miss the next part. What I reveal there will shock you. This is just the beginning. In the last part, we expose the first hidden weakness of women, their need for emotional validation. Once you understand that, you already start to separate yourself from the average man, the man who dismisses, the man who ignores, the man who wonders why she grows distant. But validation is just the surface. It's only the beginning. Because beneath that lies an even deeper weakness. One that explains why she tests you, why she sometimes argues with you about nothing, and why, no matter how much you give, she sometimes still feels unsatisfied. This second weakness is the foundation of her psychology. It drives her fears, her doubts, and her attraction. And if you master it, you'll unlock a level of influence over her emotions that most men will never even glimpse. So listen carefully. Women crave one thing above almost everything else: to feel understood. It's not enough for her that you listen. It's not enough that you nod your head and say, I get it. She wants you to actually get it, to see into her world, to step into her perspective, to understand her thoughts, her feelings, her desires, sometimes even better than she understands herself. And here's the paradox. Most men fail at this not because they don't care, but because they assume understanding is about logic. But women don't operate like that. For her, understanding is emotional. It's not about solving the problem. It's about proving, through your words, your actions, and your presence, that you see the world through her eyes. Think about it like this. A woman lives in a constant storm of emotions: work, stress, social pressures, doubts about herself, fears about the future. To her, life feels like a whirlwind of signals and noise. And in that whirlwind, what she craves is not a man who just tells her to calm down. What she craves is a man who can look into that storm and say, I see exactly where you are. I know what you're feeling, and I'm here. That's understanding. That's the antidote to her fear of being misunderstood. Let's take an example. She tells you, I feel like you don't spend enough time with me. Most men hear this and react defensively. What are you talking about? I was with you all day yesterday. That's logic. That's numbers. But to her, it's not about hours on the clock. It's about the quality of presence. What she's really saying is, when we're together, I don't feel fully connected to you. A man who only hears the surface will argue, but a man who understands will reply, I hear you. You're not just asking for time. You're asking for me to be fully present when I'm with you. Now, she feels understood. Now, she feels safe. Now, she feels closer to you than before. This is also why women test men. Every argument, every small conflict, every emotional reaction, these are all tests, and most men misinterpret them. When she pushes your buttons, she's not really trying to pick a fight. She's testing, do you understand me even when I'm at my worst? If you blow up, if you get defensive, if you dismiss her, you fail. She confirms her fear, he doesn't understand me. But if you stay calm, if you acknowledge her feelings, if you respond with clarity, you pass, and suddenly her attraction for you deepens. Her tests aren't attacks, they're questions, and the question is always the same. Do you understand me? So how do you master this weakness? Step 1. Listen beyond the words. Don't just hear what she says. Pay attention to how she says it, her tone, her body language, the emotions behind the words. Step 2. Reflect back her emotions. When she says, I feel like you don't care, don't argue. Say, it sounds like you're feeling neglected, like I haven't been showing you the attention you deserve. Step 3. Prove it with action. Understanding isn't just verbal, it's behavioral. When she says she needs more connection, it might mean putting the phone down when you're with her. It might mean asking deeper questions about her day instead of sticking to surface-level talk. These small actions scream, I get you, I see you, I understand you. Now, here's where many men destroy themselves. They over-explain. They think that if they just explain their perspective enough, she'll finally agree with them. But women don't bond through explanation. They bond through connection. Every time you over-explain, she feels like you're trying to win a debate, and debates don't make her feel understood, they make her feel alone. Instead, let her feel your presence, show her you're listening, and then guide the energy with calm strength. That's how you lead. Let me tell you a story. A man once told me about his ex-girlfriend. He said, I did everything for her. I bought her gifts, I gave her attention, I sacrificed my free time, but she still left me. She said she didn't feel understood. Do you see what happened there? He gave her things. He gave her effort. But he never gave her understanding. And in the end, that's what she valued most. Not the gifts, not the gestures, not the time, but the feeling of being understood. So remember this. A woman's second weakness is her fear of being misunderstood. And the man who can dissolve that fear, the man who can look her in the eyes and show her, with his presence, his words, and his actions, that he truly understands her, becomes unforgettable. Not because he's perfect, not because he's rich, not because he's always right, but because he fulfills the one need every woman carries deep inside: to feel seen, to feel heard, to feel understood. Master this, and you'll notice something remarkable. Her arguments will soften, her tests will lessen, her guard will drop, and she will lean into you. Because in her mind, you're the man who gets her when nobody else does. And that, my friend, is power. Now, in the next part, we're going to unlock the third weakness, the hidden craving that makes women drawn to some men like a magnet while feeling nothing for others. Once you understand it, you'll never struggle with attraction again. If you thought the first two weaknesses were powerful, wait until you hear the third, because this one explains desire itself. Don't miss it. In part 1, we uncovered a woman's need for emotional validation, her weakness for a man who can see her feelings as real. In part 2, we dove deeper into her fear of being misunderstood, that craving to feel like someone finally gets her. But those are just the roots. Now, we're going to explore something more dangerous, more electrifying, and more difficult to master. Because once you understand this third weakness, you'll know why some men who aren't even rich, good-looking, or successful, still make women obsessed with them. And you'll know why so many nice guys, despite being reliable, giving, and consistent, never spark real attraction. This third weakness is the craving for emotional intensity. Here's the truth that most men don't want to hear. Women are addicted to feeling. It's not about money. It's not about looks. It's not even about status, at least not on the surface. It's about the emotions you make her feel when she's with you. This is why she'll ignore the guy who worships her, while chasing after the man who keeps her on edge. It's why she'll complain about drama, but deep down she keeps coming back for more. Because emotional intensity, whether it's excitement, suspense, passion, or even tension, is her drug. And the man who can create it? He becomes unforgettable. Think about the nice guy. He's always available. He never disagrees. He never challenges her. He gives her predictability, stability, and safety. And yet, she grows bored. She loses interest. She says the dreaded words, "You're a great guy, but I just don't feel that spark." What's missing? Intensity. Now think about the man she can't stop thinking about, the one who frustrates her, excites her, and keeps her guessing. He doesn't worship her. He doesn't revolve his entire life around her. Instead, he brings highs and lows, passion and challenge, comfort and mystery. That contrast creates intensity, and intensity creates addiction. Here's why. The female brain is wired to respond to novelty, tension, and surprise. When emotions rise and fall, her brain releases dopamine, the chemical of desire and craving. That's why she'll reread his texts 100 times. That's why she'll think about him at night. That's why she'll feel like she can't get him out of her system. It's not because he's objectively better. It's because he gave her an emotional roller coaster. And once she rides it, she wants to ride it again. Let's take two men. Man A is predictable. He calls her every night at the exact same time. He always agrees with her. He never surprises her. At first, she appreciates his consistency, but soon she starts to feel nothing. Man B is different. Sometimes he calls, sometimes he doesn't, because he's actually busy with his own life. When he does call, his conversations spark laughter, tease her, challenge her thinking. He's warm one moment, mysterious the next. Who will she think about more? Not Man A, because predictability breeds boredom. But intensity? Intensity breeds obsession. So, how do you become that man? Step 1. Stop being predictable. Don't text her the same way every time. Don't always respond instantly. Let there be variety. Keep her guessing. Step 2. Challenge her. If she says something you disagree with, don't just nod along. Push back playfully, but firmly. Show her you have your own perspective. Step 3. Tease and flirt. Flirting isn't about complimenting her nonstop. It's about tension. It's about saying something that makes her laugh, makes her wonder, makes her lean in closer. Step 4. Live your life. The man with purpose, hobbies, and ambition creates intensity without even trying because she knows she's not the center of his universe. But let me warn you, intensity without control is chaos. If you only give highs and lows without grounding, she'll see you as unstable. She'll enjoy the rush at first, but eventually she'll burn out. The secret is to combine intensity with presence. Be her roller coaster, but also be her anchor. This balance makes her feel alive without feeling unsafe. That's what keeps her hooked for the long run. Have you ever heard a woman say, "I don't know why, but I just can't stop thinking about him"? That's emotional intensity at work. That's intensity. That's what makes her feel something. So remember this. Her third weakness is her craving for emotional intensity. She can't explain it logically. It's not rational. It's not about checklists or compatibility. It's about the way he makes her feel, the suspense, the excitement, the unpredictability, the moments of tension followed by moments of release. That's what creates obsession. Let's put this into action. She texts, "What are you doing?" Predictable man replies, "Nothing, just chilling." Excitement level, 0. The intense man replies, "Plotting world domination. You in?" Now she's smiling. She's engaged. She wants to play along. Without it, she grows bored even with a man who gives her everything. With it, she feels alive, even with a man who gives her very little. This is why attraction isn't logical. This is why women chase certain men against all reason. And this is why you must master the art of creating intensity, because once you do, she'll crave you like an addiction. But intensity alone isn't enough, because while it attracts her, it doesn't secure her. And that brings us to the fourth weakness, a weakness that explains why women get attached, why they stay, and why they sometimes walk away even after being intensely attracted. In the next part, we'll reveal it, and once you see it, you'll understand how to turn short-term attraction into long-term loyalty. If you want to be more than just a temporary thrill, if you want to be the man she can't let go of, don't miss the next part. So far, we've peeled back 3 layers of female psychology. First, we revealed her need for emotional validation to feel seen. Second, her fear of being misunderstood to feel known. Third, her craving for emotional intensity to feel alive. But now, we arrive at the paradox. Because while she craves the rush, the excitement, the tension, she also craves something else, something far quieter, but just as powerful. This is her fourth weakness. And if you understand this one, you'll see why women get hooked on some men for years, while abandoning others after just a season. This weakness is her desire for security and stability. Let me make this clear. A woman can be drawn to a man for his intensity, his charm, his unpredictability, but she will only stay if he provides a sense of security. And I'm not just talking about financial security, though that's part of it. I'm talking about emotional security, psychological stability, the sense that when the world spins out of control, she has a man who stands firm. Because here's the truth. Women are emotional. Yes, they ride waves of feelings, moods, and impulses. And while that gives them depth and intuition, it also means they're constantly seeking an anchor. The man who becomes that anchor, he becomes irreplaceable. Security is not about smothering her. It's not about locking her down. It's not about controlling her every move. Security is about consistency of character. It means you're the same man on her bad days as you are on her good days. It means you don't lose yourself in anger when she tests you. It means you don't crumble when life throws challenges at you. In other words, you are reliable, not in a boring, predictable way, but in a powerful, masculine way. And here's what most men don't realize. Stability doesn't kill excitement. Stability allows excitement to exist without becoming destructive. Think of it like this. Imagine 2 men. Man A gives her excitement, unpredictability, intensity, but he's unstable. He lashes out when things don't go his way. He disappears when she needs him most. He makes her feel alive, yes, but he also makes her feel unsafe. She'll enjoy the ride for a while, but eventually she'll leave, because her soul craves more than adrenaline. Man B gives her consistency, grounding, calm strength. He doesn't overreact. He's emotionally composed. He has a vision for his life and stays on his path no matter what. Around him, She feels secure. Now imagine if man B also knows how to create intensity. That's the golden combination. That's the man she can't walk away from. Because he gives her the rush and the safety net. Every woman carries a subconscious fear. What happens when life gets hard? Will my man still be standing? If her man collapses under pressure, she can never fully trust him. But if he shows resilience, if he holds steady, no matter the storm, she feels secure. And security for a woman is one of the deepest forms of attraction. It's not glamorous, it's not flashy, but it's the reason she chooses one man to build a future with while leaving others behind. So how do you become that man? Step 1. Emotional composure. Don't let her storm shake you. When she cries, when she nags, when she lashes out, don't match her chaos with chaos. Stay calm, breathe, lead. Step 2. Consistency of action. Do what you say you'll do. If you tell her you'll be there, show up. If you commit to something, follow through. Empty promises are poison. Reliability builds security. Step 3. Purpose and vision. A man with no direction makes a woman feel unsafe. A man with a mission who walks his path with discipline, that man makes her feel secure, because she knows he won't get lost in the storms of life. Step 4. Financial discipline. Again, it's not about being a millionaire. It's about demonstrating responsibility. A man who recklessly spends or avoids responsibility cannot be trusted with her future. But here's the warning. Too much security without intensity leads to boredom. If all you give her is stability, she'll see you as safe, but not exciting. A provider, but not a lover. And eventually, she'll look elsewhere for that spark. This is why so many men who do everything right still get left. They provided the safety net, but they never gave her the thrill. The key is balance, stability in your foundation, excitement in your expression. Let me share a story. A man once told me about his marriage. He wasn't the richest man. He wasn't the most charming. But his wife stayed loyal through thick and thin, through financial struggles, through health issues, through decades. Why? Because he was her rock. He didn't panic when life got hard. He didn't run when things got ugly. He stood firm, and because of that, she trusted him with everything. That's the power of stability. So remember this. Her fourth weakness is her need for security and stability. Without it, she'll enjoy the ride, but eventually walk away. With it, she'll see you as more than just a lover. She'll see you as a partner, a protector, a man she can build her life around. But here's the paradox. The man who gives her stability without excitement becomes boring. The man who gives her excitement without stability becomes dangerous. The man who gives her both, he becomes unforgettable. And that's the man you must strive to be. Now in the next part, we'll uncover the fifth weakness, the one most men never recognize, but which controls a woman's behavior in ways she herself doesn't fully understand. Once you see it, you'll know how to handle her at her most unpredictable. So if you're ready to go deeper, if you want to understand the final piece of her psychology, don't miss part 5. Because it's not just about her feelings, it's about her deepest fear. We've already uncovered 4 of the weaknesses hidden deep in the female psyche. Her need for validation, her fear of being misunderstood, her craving for emotional intensity, and her dependence on security and stability. But now, we reach the one that explains her most unpredictable behavior. The one that makes her cling or pull away. The one that drives jealousy, drama, and even obsession. This 5th weakness is her fear of abandonment and loss. Every woman, no matter how confident she appears, carries this silent fear inside her. Will he leave me? Will he replace me? Am I truly enough for him? It doesn't matter if she's the most beautiful woman in the room, or if she has countless men chasing her. Deep down, this fear lingers. And when triggered, it can change everything. It can make her test you harder. It can make her pull you closer. It can even make her sabotage the very relationship she wants to keep. This fear has roots in evolution. For thousands of years, women depended on men for survival, protection, and provision. Being abandoned wasn't just heartbreaking, it was life-threatening. That ancient fear still lives in her psychology. Even today, with independence and opportunity, she still feels the shadow of it. So when she loves you, when she invests in you, when she gives herself to you, her greatest fear is losing you. But here's the paradox. This fear of abandonment is also what keeps her invested. Because the truth is, if she never feels like she could lose you, she'll never value you. Think about it. When something is guaranteed, it's taken for granted. But when something is rare, when it can be lost, its value multiplies. So if you're always available, if you always reassure her no matter what, if you show her that no matter how she treats you, you'll never leave, you kill attraction. She stops respecting you. She stops craving you. Because deep down, she knows. He'll never leave. I don't have to fight for him. Picture this. She yells at you during an argument, crossing boundaries. Most men, desperate to keep her, will instantly fold. They'll say, "I'm sorry, I'll do anything, please don't be mad." What does she feel? No fear of loss, no fear of abandonment. And if there's no fear of loss, there's no urgency to change. Now imagine a different man. She crosses a line, and instead of begging, he calmly says, "I won't accept being spoken to like that. If it happens again, I'll walk away." In that moment, her fear of loss is triggered. She realizes, I could lose him if I don't respect him. And instantly, the power dynamic shifts. But here's the warning. Abandonment is a double-edged sword. If you weaponize it too much, if you constantly threaten to leave, if you play games with her emotions, you'll destroy trust. And once trust is gone, loyalty is gone. The key is balance. She must know that you could leave if disrespected, but that you choose to stay because she adds value to your life. This makes her respect you, while also feeling secure enough to invest fully. How do you know when her fear of abandonment has been triggered? You'll see it in her behavior. She becomes jealous over small things. She demands more of your time. She tests you harder than usual. She picks fights out of nowhere. Most men mistake these as signs she's crazy, but in reality, these are signs she's scared. Scared of losing you, scared of being replaced, scared of not being enough. And if you understand this, you can handle her with strength and clarity instead of frustration. So how do you master this weakness without abusing it? Step 1. Set boundaries. Let her know what you will and will not tolerate. Not with anger, not with threats, but with calm certainty. Step 2. Demonstrate options. A man who is desired by others naturally triggers her fear of loss. Not by bragging, not by flaunting, but simply by being high value, social, and respected. Step 3. Withdraw when disrespected. Don't beg, don't argue. Simply step back. Silence is louder than any speech. Step 4. Reward loyalty. When she shows respect, when she invests in you, when she stands by your side, reward her with your presence, your affection, and your leadership. This teaches her that her fear of abandonment isn't about manipulation, it's about respect. I once knew a man who was constantly being disrespected by his girlfriend. She yelled at him, insulted him, and pushed his limits. And he tolerated it. He thought, if I show her I'll never leave, she'll finally feel secure and stop acting out. But the opposite happened. She lost all respect. She left him for someone else. Later, she admitted, I knew you'd never leave me, so I stopped caring how I treated you. That's the cruel reality. When a woman never fears losing you, she loses desire for you. So remember this, her fifth weakness is her fear of abandonment. It drives her jealousy. It drives her tests. It drives her unpredictable behavior. And the man who understands this can hold the power not by abusing it, but by mastering it. When she knows you could leave, she values you. When she knows you won't tolerate disrespect, she respects you. And when she knows you choose her not out of desperation, but out of strength, that's when she truly clings to you. Now we've uncovered 5 weaknesses, but there's one final piece. The 6th and last weakness ties everything together. It explains why some men are remembered forever, while others fade away like they never existed. In the next part, we'll reveal the ultimate weakness, the one that makes you not just her partner, but her obsession. If you want to understand how to go beyond attraction, beyond stability, beyond fear, and step into the place of unforgettable influence, don't miss the final part. That's where everything comes full circle. We've traveled through 5 layers of the female psyche. Her hunger for validation, her fear of being misunderstood, her craving for intensity, her dependence on stability, her fear of abandonment. But now we reach the final truth, the one weakness that binds all the others together. Because beneath her desire to feel seen, safe, alive, and secure, there is something deeper. A force that shapes who she chooses, who she follows, and who she can never forget. This is her 6th weakness, her longing for a man with leadership and purpose. At her core, a woman is drawn to a man who knows where he is going, not just in the moment, not just in his career, but in life. A man with a mission radiates a different energy. He doesn't wander, he doesn't drift, he doesn't wait for life to tell him what to do. He decides, he moves, he leads. And for a woman, that is magnetic. Because deep down, she doesn't want to lead a man. She doesn't want to carry him. She doesn't want to drag him along her path. She wants to join a man on his. Here's what most men don't understand. A woman doesn't fall for a man just because of his looks, or his money, or his charm. Those things fade. What she falls for, what she submits to, is his sense of purpose. If you have no mission, she will eventually lose respect for you. She may enjoy your company for a while, but she will never feel deeply safe because she knows you're lost. But if you have direction, if your life has momentum, she will naturally fall into alignment with it. She'll want to be part of it. She'll want to support it. She'll want to give herself to it. Imagine 2 men. Man A has no vision. He wakes up every day with no plan, no drive, no deeper reason for what he does. He lets her make all the decisions. He asks her what they should do, and he waits for her approval before acting. At first, she might enjoy the control, but over time, she'll feel drained because she doesn't want to be the leader in her relationship. She wants to feel his strength, not bear the weight of leading both of them. Man B has vision. He has goals, discipline, and direction. He doesn't need her to validate every move he moves because he knows where he's going. And when she's with him, she feels something powerful. She feels like she can finally let go. She doesn't have to lead. She can trust his leadership and follow his path. That man becomes unforgettable. This is the essence of masculine and feminine polarity. The feminine seeks flow, emotion, creativity, and expression. The masculine seeks direction, order, vision, and purpose. When a man embodies leadership, he frees her to rest in her femininity. She can soften, she can nurture, she can give, because she knows he is steering the ship. But when a man lacks leadership, she is forced into her masculine. She becomes the one making decisions, setting direction, solving problems. And while she may be capable of it, she resents it. This is why so many relationships fail. The man loses his purpose and the woman loses her attraction. So how do you embody this? How do you become the man whose purpose is unshakable? Step 1. Define your vision. What are you building? Where are you going? What's the bigger picture of your life? If you don't know, she won't trust you. Step 2. Make decisions with certainty. Leadership is not about always being right. It's about being decisive. A man who hesitates endlessly drains attraction. A man who chooses even imperfectly radiates strength. Step 3. Stay disciplined. Your habits reveal your purpose. If you say you have a vision, but your actions show laziness, she'll see through you. Discipline is proof of direction. Step 4. Lead without control. Leadership doesn't mean domination. It means guiding with strength while allowing freedom. A man who truly leads doesn't need to cage her because she chooses to stay. But let me warn you, there's a counterfeit version of leadership that weak men try to play. It's not real leadership, it's control. They bark orders, they demand submission, they try to dominate with fear, not with strength. But real leadership is different. Real leadership inspires loyalty, not fear. It creates trust, not resistance. A woman who follows a true leader does so willingly because she sees his vision and wants to be part of it. I once heard a story about a man who wasn't the richest, the tallest, or the most handsome, but every woman who met him remembered him. Why? Because he was consumed with purpose. He had a vision bigger than himself. He moved with clarity, spoke with certainty, and lived with discipline. And women didn't just want his attention. They wanted to be part of his world. They wanted to stand beside him, because standing beside him felt like standing in the presence of something greater. That is the power of leadership. That is the force of purpose. So here we are. 6 weaknesses revealed. 6 truths that unlock the psychology of women. She wants validation. She fears being misunderstood. She craves intensity. She needs stability. She fears abandonment. And above all, she longs for a man with leadership and purpose. If you embody these truths, you become more than just attractive. You become unforgettable. Because here's the ultimate paradox. A woman may test you, she may challenge you, she may even resist you. But at the deepest level, what she truly wants is to surrender to a man she can respect. Not a tyrant, not a weakling, but a leader with vision, strength, and purpose. Be that man, and she won't just love you. She'll follow you. She'll trust you. She'll never forget you. This has been the full breakdown of her 6 psychological weaknesses. Not to manipulate her, not to exploit her, but to understand her. Because knowledge is power. And when you understand, you lead. And when you lead, you win.